Hey guys, welcome to the Be Chic Studio. I am here to show you a really cool trick that I've learned. What you're seeing me do first is lay on an even layer of paint. I've chosen to use the Licorice from Country Chic paint, and you can get that on BeChicTreasures.com. I will go ahead and link that in the description. So what I'm doing is applying an even layer all over, and what my goal today is to show you how to apply a stencil and not have it bleed. So again, start off with an even layer of paint and go ahead and cover the whole thing. As you're wrapping this up, go ahead and get out your dryer. You'll want to go ahead and dry the whole thing evenly and make sure that you don't get too close to burn the paint. So pick out your favorite stencil. This stencil that I picked actually isn't about the design. It's more about the actual process and how I keep the lines from bleeding. So you just make sure you tape it down securely. That's the most important part. You want to make sure that you offload your brush, and as you apply it, you want to go with the same color that you've used underneath across every single spot. This creates a wale that will allow the paint not to bleed, or at least appear like it's not bleeding. In this next part of the video, I brought you in a little closer simply because when you stencil, you want to make sure that you're applying a good amount of the original color. It's going to stop the bleeding when you apply the next color. You can see that I am pressing down on the stencil as I'm moving across, and I continue to do that. One, I'm holding it so that it doesn't move. I lift it up so that I can continue to apply the same amount of pressure and keep it in the same spot. So I've decided to use the cranberry sauce from Country Chic. I'm applying it the same way that I did. I'm using my blue tape to make sure I don't lift it, don't move it. I want to make sure that it stays even. You can see as I brought you in closer again that I am just using that up and down motion and going through the whole entire stencil where I would like to show you how to keep it from bleeding. So I continue this process throughout the whole thing and apply different layers. That's important. You want to go over it a couple times, and the more layers that you do create, the less it will bleed. You just have to continue to offload your brush, keeping with the up and down motion, and be mindful of not to get over with your stencil brush onto the other parts where you don't want the new color to be. Making sure that you use your blow dryer is very important. You want to make sure that you're drying between each color each time. This helps from it bleeding. If you continue to go over it with wet paint, it's just not going to work. So voila, all done, no bleeding. And that is the way that I handle no bleeding when I'm using Mylar stencils. I just make sure that I stay consistent with that technique. I'm going to go ahead and sand it out and also wipe it down, and then I'm going to go over it with some clear wax from Country Chic with my large waxing brush. So I'm wiping it down, and you can see from the final touches there is no bleeding, and that is how I get a consistent stencil. Stenciling has always been a little nerve-wracking until I came across this awesome technique. Make sure you try it. It's not as intimidating once you do that. Please hit subscribe. I am so excited to show you guys more. The more you subscribe, the more you like, the more I can show you. So I appreciate you guys being here. BeChicTreasures.com is where you can go ahead and get any product that I use today. We have a full website and a full line to offer. Please take a look.